It's 7:46. Part of retirement planning is figuring out how much money you can safely withdraw from retirement savings each year. The 4% rule has often served as a guideline, a good strategy, but does it apply today? We have some tips on that from financial expert Ernie Burns. Good morning.
Morning.
So if you have $1 million in your 401k, you're talking about taking out $40,000 in a year, plus Social Security and maybe some dribs of something else. You obviously have to be careful not to go in and raid it.
Well, that, and also a lot of people don't have $1 million. So therefore,
and I meant that as an example of people think of $1 million as just a lot of money. And when you get to retirement,
not the way inflation set in. So that 4% rule was invented and created by 1994 by a financial advisor. And if you think about interest rates back then, we had 30 years of low interest rates into QE1, QE2, QE3 in 08, 9, and 10 when they started printing currency. Inflation really started setting in, so it's kind of outdated now.
So, and is it, in that sense, my next question was, is it relevant? But then the other thing is, it presumes, doesn't it, that you would have the same level of expense every year in retirement?
Your goal is to live on some type of budget, and I know people don't want to think about that, but no, the 4% rule is outdated now because the inflation set in, and we've seen it in the last 2 years especially. You want to make sure that you have supplementing your income from different sources. You don't have it just in general in stocks and bonds. You want to make sure that it's invested in a variety of different sources so you get income from different areas. So when one industry is down, the other industry is picking it up.
And then I guess this is something that you have to kind of alter too and sort of respond to? You
do, but make sure you sit down with an advisor, a financial advisor that specializes in retirement advisory services. So they only see post or pre-retiree clients. Therefore, they're better prepared for stuff that's going to happen in the future in retirement. They're more aware of how it's going to affect your Medicare payments, taken out of Social Security. They're more aware of what's going to happen with your investments over time and how much income it's bringing in.
There are people who have pensions. A lot of people who are public employees don't necessarily make a lot of money during the course of their careers, but then they have a nest egg that probably is more than a salary would have been in the private sector if people hadn't really aggressively saved.
The federal pensions are great. I have several clients that are retired FBI or IRS agents, whoever, and those pensions are great coming in. So therefore, whatever they've saved for retirement, they're not using a lot. But most people today, when the 401ks were invented in the early 90s, don't have pensions. So you have to prepare to make sure you get money from different sources.
Does that make the risk greater? You can really make a mistake if you're not careful?
It can if you're not sitting down with somebody that does this for a living, with retirees. If you sit down with a general financial advisor, they're not looking at always how much risk you have and not aware of what you might need your money very quickly if you retire for health situations.
Gotcha, which can pop up like that, obviously.
That's right.
All right, Ernie Burns, thanks.
Thank you.